The movie opens up with the narrator telling us that Neverland is a place every boy dreams about, a land where every desire and wishes is granted to the boys by fairies. The land was peaceful and no evil overshadowed the land. There was freedom as rules did not exist in this utopia. This world was offered to only the most special boys. Peter took control of the island as ordered by a higher being. His role was to crown the boys who didn't wish to grow up and would want to remain in Neverland forever. Just then the movie switches to the creepy narrator named Peter Pan and a little girl listening to his tales of Neverland. He tells the little girl that it is time for her to go to Neverland. During a fantasy circus, we can see posters of missing children hinged on a billboard. Nevin, the little girl who sat with Peter Pan, wasn't an exception. Peter Pan acts as a mime performer for kids, as every kid were lit up with smiles on their face. After the event, he hands over a special toy to one of the kids. Obviously with a malevolent intent. He tries to abduct the kid named James, while his mum is out for a shower. Peter tries to be manipulative by telling the kid that he has just lost his mother and has nowhere to go. James then tries to reach out to his mum, as he believes he isn't supposed to talk to strangers. Peter tries to stop him from going, saying they are already friends from the circus. He promises to take James to a place where all the kids go. Just as Peter tries to kidnap him, James' mum quickly rushes to save her son. During a struggle, she manages to rescue James as she runs to pick up a knife to defend herself. Somehow Peter is able to find James's mother again from under the floor and cuts out her toes as they engage in a bloody fight.
You ruined this for me.
15 years later, in the present day, Wendy Darling lives with her mother Mary, and two brothers John and Michael. Despite receiving admission from UCL, Wendy loves her life the way it is and does not want to furthermore. She decides to give her younger brother Michael a lift to school as he is celebrating his birthday. Although Michael is disappointed that she actually forgot about his birthday, she promises to make it up to him later in the day. He lits up a little, but is sad that she will leave for London with her boyfriend, Ronnie, soon. Wendy talks him through the adult stages of life, and why she needs to move out. Just as she consoles him, they all vibe till they get to school. The scene switches to a horrific Peter, as he has injected himself with a substance which he describes as pixie dust. His face has grown more irritating. He is still in his circus business, as he heads out in a van with his partner. Meanwhile, Wendy arrives at her workplace. She is a little bit worried that her boyfriend has become edgy, and might cancel plans with her. To cheer her up a little, one of her co-workers invites her to a girls' night out. Peter heads out to a store late at night. He goes on to pick up a mask for his disfigured face. Just as the store owner tries to demand for money, he stabs him repeatedly till he drops dead, dying in his pool of blood. In school, a boy named Carl tries to bully Michael, but his best friend stands up for him. He gives him a birthday card, as they plan to go to the cinema by the weekend. Just as school dismisses, a troubled Wendy waits for her brother with a smoke in her hand. Just then Ronnie meets up with her. She is surprised to suddenly see Ronnie. He covers it up by saying he has been busy thinking, and he doesn't want to move to the city with her anymore. However, during their conversation Wendy fails to see Michael leaving school alone with his bike. With the Neverland van in sight, Michael ventures into the woods in hopes of getting home, but unluckily for him he falls into a trap. As Michael tries to recover, Peter comes from behind and then abducts him. With Michael not in sight, Wendy becomes worried and then goes in to lodge a complaint to his school teacher. She sends Michael a series of texts, but he can't reply due to the lack of service. Peter brings Michael to his lair where he serves him some food and tells him about the horrible things his mother did to him when he was young. He asks Michael to close his eyes and visualize a magical place, where children his age will play all day and be free of everyone without getting scared. With the whole family worried about Michael's whereabouts, the police are invited where they try to properly investigate the matter. It is then discovered that Wendy was distracted at the time of his abduction. Just then, the family receives a phone call from the landline. Peter tells them not to worry about Michael, as he will take him to the Neverland. Just as he disconnects, Michael's mom becomes terrified as she leaves the house. Peter walks into Michael's room. He tells him that he can't sleep, and they should play a game. He instructs Michael to find him while he go hide, as they intend to play the game of Marco and Polo. Just as Michael goes on to find Peter, he sees a room full of mannequins with masks on. Michael is terrified and tries to escape, but all to no avail. Seeing that he can't go anywhere, he calls out to Peter, who suddenly jump scare him from his hideout. Peter sees the birthday card of Michael and his friend Joey. He promises to bring Joey despite Michael's pleas. Peter calls Michael a special boy, saying he would take him to a place where he would forever be a young boy. He shows Michael a song his mother used to play for him and his boys at school. Michael is tempted to ask about Peter's mother, but Peter assures him that he has nothing to worry about as his mother has been taken care of. With Michael's mother really stressed out, Wendy advises her to take a rest, saying she will handle the whole situation, as she won't forgive herself if anything was to happen to Michael. The next morning, she heads out with her friend from her workplace with Joey, who had also taken a sick leave from school. Wendy had gotten an address of a man who had an idea of what Neverland was all about. On arrival, they meet a lonely old man, who tells them how his son was also abducted. He received the same call from Peter, saying he wants to take his son to Neverland. He wishes he knew more about the whole situation, as he hopes they are able to locate the abducted kids including his son. During a school field trip, Peter disrupts their bus, by causing a blockade. When the driver goes out to check up on the Neverland van, Peter murders him gruesomely. He walks majestically to the bus, as he asks who wants to go to Neverland with him. Meanwhile, a transgender woman manipulated by Peter comes to clear Michael's dishes. She introduces herself as Tinker Bell, telling him that Peter is close to the Neverland, and Michael just has to follow his guidance. Michael tries to let her see that Peter is manipulating her, but she proceeds to tell him that she is different from every other person because she is a fairy. Tinkerbell gets a little bit emotional when Michael talks about his family, so she leaves the room immediately. John comes in to break the news of the school bus to Wendy. Peter had massacred every single kid on the bus. Wendy is devastated as well as her mom, who had kept herself in isolation. After his horrific massacre, Peter begins having flash memories of the bus incident. Tinker Bell then walks in to ask him, where do the kids really go? Peter confronts her a little and then kisses her, asking her to always believe him. But then he rages as he threatens her for questioning him. Meanwhile, Wendy had gone to visit her friend Lily. She consoles Wendy saying, they would go through everything together. Just as Joey, her brother, goes to sleep, we see Peter in his Neverland van staring at the picture of Michael and Joey together. Wendy decides to stay up, watching the video of the bus massacre. Just then, Peter makes his move. He goes inside the house. As his first victim is Lily, he stabs her repeatedly till she is out of breath. Just as Wendy looks for a charger to plug in her phone, she hears screams from the other room, and then sees that Peter has massacred Joey's dad. She quickly runs away, when she notices him moving towards her. Peter looks for Wendy, as she runs out through the window. She goes back to Joey's mother's room, where Peter sees Joey's mother and then suffocates her to death. Noticing that he has killed every member of Joey's family, he decides to kidnap Joey and then leaves. Determined to rescue Joey and her brother, Wendy decides to follow them. She manages to track Peter to his hideout. She infiltrates the building and then hides in a room. Peter brings Joey to Michael, promising to take them to Neverland. He tells them not to be scared as their worries will soon be over. He picks Joey as the first candidate to go to Neverland, as Michael struggles to save his friend. Wendy picks up a kitchen knife as she tries to go after Peter. However, she is seen by Tinker Bell, who feels a little bit sad about the whole situation and decides not to tell on Wendy. Wendy goes inside the room to meet her brother, Michael. Meanwhile, Tinker Bell goes on to meet her partner Peter. She asks what actually happens in the room, where he takes the kids to. He confronts her once more, telling her to take some pixie dust. Just as they continue talking, Wendy's attempt at a stealthy rescue is being thwarted when her phone rings out loudly. Peter goes on to find the intruder, as Wendy quickly hides. He threatens Michael that bad things will happen to him if he dares go against him. However, Wendy is able to help Michael escape, but then is caught by Tinker Bell. She lets Tinker Bell know that Peter has been lying to her, and her father Stephen misses her. Knowing that she had been lied to all her life, Tinker Bell decides to let them escape one more. She goes on to confront Peter for lying to her, while Michael hides to call 911. Meanwhile, Wendy finds herself in a basement where she discovers Joey confined in a coffin. She manages to rescue him. On the other hand, Peter becomes really annoyed with Tinker Bell for not believing in his magical land, so he brutally dismembers Tinker Bell as Michael watches from his hiding place.
Betray me!
Wendy manages to set Joey free, as she goes back in for her brother. She sees a picture of a young James and then goes inside a cell, where she meets a now disfigured James, with a hook attached to his hand. Michael manages to evade Peter's attack, but then he catches Wendy instead. He bites off her finger, as she struggles to get away from him. They engage in a fight as Wendy pierces him with a heroin needle. Peter manages to get it out. As Wendy runs for her life, she injures her leg in the process but is determined to come out victorious. She evades Peter's deadly attack, as she also rescues her brother from being strangled to death. They engage in a bloody battle, as blood is being shed. However, Michael is able to finish Peter off by using a crowbar to hit him repeatedly, shattering his mask in the process. Wendy lets him know that he will be going to Neverland alone, as James comes from behind to impale him with his hook, dragging Peter to the basement, to finish him off. A year later, during Michael's birthday celebration, Wendy receives a phone call, playing the same melody she heard a year ago from Peter's basement. This only suggests that Peter Pan is alive, and ready for more horror. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video and would love to see more from this channel, please like and subscribe.